should be live. All right, there we are. Cool. And we are live. I'm just making this post to Instagram real quick. But welcome to Live Music Feedback, y'all. We already got, I believe this is MC Ultra in the chat. Was good.
Yeah.
This is Live Music Feedback with Uwavee. We listen to your tracks and give feedback. It's that simple. Recently, we added a couple rules there. We went over them last week. Go watch the video. But listen, first things first, if you want to get your track played, you can go ahead and throw your track into this link here. Let me share it with the chat. Throw it in this link. Oh, that's just the emoji. Get this here.
Yeah,
and what'd you say?
Go ahead. I was gonna say I could review the rules real quick.
Yeah, go for it. I did do it last week, though. I know you questioned me. I did do it last week.
Yeah,
you can look at the footage.
100%. I think we just got to do it every time because who knows?
Let's do it.
So, rule number one, one entry per feedback. Now, if you entered last time and we played your music, then we got to play other people's music first. But we'll come back to yours if there is no other music. Okay. Number two, okay, we will give you each track submitted a rating, and those ratings are banger, bop, or bust. All right. Number three, when it comes to you coming on stage, you all have the opportunity to come on stage and give some feedback, and give your thoughts on the track. We're only going to bring up you one time each session, so keep that in mind. I believe that's pretty much all the rules. Just 3 rules, pretty straightforward. And we're going to do 10 tracks an episode, and we're going to get to it.
All right. Those are the rules. If you want to, what I was saying before, if you want to push a track and get it listened to, the link to the Discord is right here. And it's in the description of this stream on YouTube. If you're in the Discord already, you know where to go. But let's get into it. So I know we'll wait for Skylar. I saw you tag Skylar in the chill chat, so we'll wait. But we can go ahead and get to one of these first tracks here. So let me see. So I think out of the ones that we have here, we listened to all these people last week. I think maybe except Crave. So we'll get into Crave's track first here. Okay. Then we'll just go from the top down because we got, we don't got any other tracks. So Crave said he just dropped this track with No Limit Kid again. Shout out the crew. Bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. And it's called Worse, produced by No Limit Kid. So he said this is his first ever studio recorded song. I've come a long way. Shout out to the Beat Temple on the beat. No Limit Kid. I'm excited. This is first Crave studio track. Titled Worse, featuring No Limit Kid. Let's just get straight into it.
Yeah.
And listen, y'all, one last thing. Make sure to like and subscribe, okay? Subscribe to the YouTube. Like this video to let people know we're streaming. If you want people to hear your tracks, you got to let them know. You got to like this video. Now let's get into this track.
Before Shopify, were you wondering, where are my sales at? Now you're selling with Shopify, the global commerce platform supercharging your selling. You have no problem selling all.
Start
selling with Shopify today.
19-second ad. This is crazy.
To ignite their selling. Shopify.com/SoundCloud.
And I'm
getting worse. And I'm only getting worse. You see, the darker the pain, then the harder the rain. When they no longer have something to gain, let's see who remains. When I no longer have restraint, finally free from the chains. Painkillers heal me again, and the cycle won't change. Feel like I'm lost inside a cold place. Rip the head off my body, I have no brain. Cold vein with the shoddy aim, close range. Me, I'm like propane, bad decisions and cocaine. Told my mama I'm broken, told everybody else I'm so cold that I'm snowed in. Withstanding erosion, building up to an explosion. The most important part of me is that I settle for a portion of what I could really be. They tell me to just believe, but with everything I have seen, can't even hear myself think. All I hear is my demons screaming, I'm haunted by everything. I'm too stoned to think, I'm too drunk to text. Jack Daniels seems to think that I care about my ex. This life has me perplexed, I got something to confess. Gotta get it off my chest, cause I'm so stressed. These days couldn't even feel a knife in my flesh. Feeling numb off the hatred, I think I like the effects. As I'm consoled by this blazing, I think I might be depressed. Had conversations with Satan and he's unlikely a friend. But every time I talk to God, it just doesn't make sense. It's like he's speaking Japanese, conversation was a blur. And lately all this Jesus talk is getting on my nerves. And that doesn't mean that the devil is something I prefer. I just know that I'm alone, unable to find a home. And the only time there's peace is when the peace is at my dome. I think that I should pull the trigger, get freedom from this blizzard. Because life is like an avalanche, my thoughts like a twister. How come every time I'm sad I think about my sister, and I think about my uncle who's on the brink too? I just don't understand it, Unc, I like to drink too. But Unc, you got a family and your family needs you. I know that life is fuck it fucks with me too. But in this life you only get one, don't treat it like a two. Last night I had a dream that I was hanging from a noose. Everybody saw me dying and they didn't even move. Nobody has your back, you weren't with me in the womb. You won't be with me in the coffin. As my body starts to rotten, I won't be playing possum, I ain't coming back to earth. I've been this way since birth, and I'm only getting worse. From the 1st to the 31st, life's a bitch and a struggle, but we make it work. It's like I've never been in love the way I smile big. Ever since I was a child, I've been a wild kid. Raised in hell, high as hell with that vile spit. I might as well put a shell where my mind sits. Say what the hell, blast and leave myself mindless. I lost my mind and I don't think I'll ever find it. And I'm trying to retrace my steps, but the path that I am on is only leading to death. Sleeping through the nightmares, life is worse when I'm awake. Tormented by the stress, will I burst or will I break? Caught up in a mess and I don't think I can escape. Been face to face with death, you can see it in my face. And ever since she left, I'm filled inside with hate. But all that goes away when I see my daughter's face. And I don't think you can relate. I'm getting tired of the hate, I'm getting tired of the fake. And I'm only getting worse. And I'm only getting worse.
All right, that was Worse by Crave. Now, he said this is his first studio album, or his first studio recording. Everyone take a look. This was 6 years ago. I'm not even gonna lie, this still sounds fresh. This still sounds really good. Now I would give this is a bop. This is a bop to me. And this has like kind of like some Earl Sweatshirt vibes a little bit, it's definitely more of the moody, emotional bars, definitely a lot of really, interesting themes he was exploring. And 6 years ago, like, for your first time, I guess, in a studio, probably when you're recording this, really solid. You see a lot of rappers do this. They kind of drop, when they're starting out, they drop these kind of like, I don't want to call them loosies, but, because, you bar out for like 3 minutes here, but like these kind of like bar songs, right? There's not really a hook, and if there is, there's like a little hook. So I think this is a cool lane that, you say you've come a long way. Absolutely. But I still think this is really solid for like your first studio recording. So, and No Limit Kid on the beat, I got to say listen, sometimes simplicity does it. Sometimes when you keep it simple and just give space to the artist to do their thing, that's good. There was a part right here where I've never been in love. Dropped out and then came back, and like that was a very interesting choice and kind of like the engineering. But Yeah, overall a bop. I'd say a bop here for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Tommy. It's an early track, right? He's grown so much, and you can definitely hear his growth from this track to his music right now. I love the dropout, but one thing that a lot of artists can get carried away with is having that happen, or like something cool happening in a track, and creating something cool, and then doing it a little too often in that same song. So then it becomes less of like a unique factor because it's like done throughout the song. And he was still in the learning phases, so it definitely makes sense. This is definitely a bop. I couldn't say it was a bust, because it still has some, emotion in it. But yeah, I would have loved it if the drop off happened like once or twice, just to really emphasize certain parts of the song. But other than that, it was a great start for Crave. His first studio recording is pretty solid. It's really solid, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. And the engineering, like in tracks like these, the engineering is so important because like the beat's simple, right? The beat's super simple. The bar and like it's just the artist and the beat and the simple beat, right? So like no matter how you kind of engineer the track, it should be tasteful, I think is what we're saying. You could overuse it, but you don't want to use it too not enough. Okay, cool. So I know you pinged Skylar. So I'm gonna wait, okay? I'm gonna wait on Skylar, okay? We got a couple more tracks we could get to, and there's no other new ones, so we can get to some of these other ones that, of course, the Skinwalker Clan, MC Ultra posted. But Skylar, if you're out there watching, we're waiting. So we got 3 tracks here we could listen to before that though. This track is one of the tracks from the Skinwalker Clan here, Witnesses by Proof Template. Let's go ahead and give this a listen here. As always, shout out to the Skinwalker Clan, MC Ultra, the whole crew. Let's bounce with it. All right, let me tell you why this is a money play. You sync license this, it's game over. It's game over. Even if they don't use the whole track, they could even just use portions of it or samples of it. You sync license that shit, dude, easy. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, now when it gets to the actual track here, because you got to look at this from a lens of like, this is not like a, you know, a beat, right? Like, this is not like a beat as you would kind of think about, right? So you got to look at it from like the ambiance, the kind of cinematic feelings that it can give you. And I could easily see this in like a horror flick, like a suspense thriller, and even different parts of it, different emotions were displayed. There was a part in there where like you almost had like a rising, almost more positive sound amongst kind of the crazy dark sounds. But this is movie trailer vibes. Exactly. Yeah. In a good way. Not, you know, usually when people think like movie trailer vibes, they'll be like it's like Rob Schneider movies where it's like happy, like, but this is like, no, you watch the trailer and this is in it, you're like, okay, this is gonna be a scary ass movie. But I like it. It's ambient music to an extent, and you know, there's only, I guess, so much I'm familiar with when it comes to reviewing ambient music. But for the money play I think you have here, I'd say this is like bop banger territory. I think you would maybe have to consider making it a little bit more long, like drawn out, maybe a little bit even more a little bit longer in terms of like draw those notes out, build that suspense. But that's me speaking from like, I don't know the theory of this type of music, you know, other than what I see for like, you know, movies, literally. So, but I think sync licensing, you got to play here.
Oh, 100%. So it's hard for me to even give a banger bop or bust to this because it's so specific in the sync licensing lane. Like, I don't know what you would, but I do know that it can't, like a space type of movie, like a, you know, scene where like they're just out there and it's like, or they're like floating and they're like interstellar vibes. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It can go crazy. This is definitely a track that can be played in multiple movies. I guess my question would be, how did you even make this song? Like, how did you make this track? Like, is this like just sounds that you just, you know, put together?
We got MC Ultra, so MC Ultra, feel free to hop in here and let us know. But yeah, it sounds like a bunch of synths. Like, it sounds like some crazy synths in there. Like, but maybe MC Ultra, you can enlighten us here.
Yeah, to my knowledge, it's lots of synths. I don't know the correct terminology, but he uses FL Studio, so it's like lots of synths, plugins. I think phasers, if that's the right thing I'm talking about. I'm not sure if phaser is the right thing, but like those, you know, where they bring the sound in and out type stuff. Lots of that sound design stuff. I don't know.
It's really interesting. It's pretty advanced, I feel like, to make something like this. It's not simple. It's not simple at all.
Thank you guys a lot. I definitely know Proof Template appreciates that.
Yeah, no, I like this one for real. Tommy, you're on mute.
Like you were saying, I think it's hard to give an official banger bop or bust, but listen, there's some crazy orchestrated soundtracks out there for some of these movies and even some of these like Netflix series. Is this Hans Zimmer level? No, you know, but come on, it's Hans Zimmer. Like, it's Hans Zimmer-esque in my opinion. Like when you said space, Lenny, my other thought immediately went to Inception. Some Inception vibes here for sure. But cool. Shout out Proof Template. Yeah, Quake. Oh, definitely Quake vibes for sure, bruh. Quake in like the old like school computer labs where you would just like play it, like, oh man, so good, so good. Okay, cool. So that was proof template, y'all. We're gonna get started here on a couple more tracks. Again, Skylar, if you're out there, Skylar, listen. You can't make me feel all bad last week when you're the 11th track and then you don't come back. All right, now listen, we're gonna get into this next track here. We'll skip around a little bit and go to this YTN track here. We got another YTN track. Always interested in hearing our boy YTN. All right, here we go. So this is YTN, some wave trap. Interesting. Now that's like, what do you think of when you hear wave trap?
Dude, I have no idea. I hear like maybe some synths, some insane synths. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. That's tough.
Like maybe low key some like Young Thug, but like his lighter kind of like more tropical tracks. But we'll see. So this is YTN with I Just Wanted to Know, the wave trap genre.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, it's me. I wanted to say that I miss you. I've been thinking yesterday, ran across one of our pictures. Almost tried to call. Obviously, I didn't.
Let that play out here. We're gonna let that play out. This is an interesting track. It's like, oh wait, hold on. I forgot. We can't skip YTN. You know, this is a hard one, Lenny. I'm gonna let you go first on this one, but this is, I got some feedback on this one.
what makes me mad about YTN is it seems like at the end of every song, the switch up that he does, I wish that was the whole song. Every single time. Every single time. I'm like, why does he use, and seems like he put some crazy sauce on the last 10 seconds. And that's all we get. I'm like, dude, flip it. Like, have that part be the song. And then like some of these, I'm like, yo, this would be insane. But this one was interesting. I would say bop, just because it's not necessarily crazy, like blowing my mind type of beat, and it's not a bad beat because it's well put together. But it was almost like it felt like waves were hitting me, like sound waves were hitting me, which is super on par with the name, right? And I liked it. It was like consistent waves, the next wave, the next wave, you know, the different layers they had on there. I think it's a quality beat, you know, quality beat. I'd be interested to, hear what genre you would say this is, but yeah. What about you, Tommy?
A highlight for me was what MC Ultra was saying, which is the sample coming in and out. I thought that was really, it sounded very smooth, almost like ghostly, like, you know. But I'd probably land around a bop too, just because I'm not a wave trap type of, like, I don't listen to a lot of wave trap. Someone harmonizing, yes, Crave, I think that's you. You could eat, I was thinking that exactly. I was thinking straight, even Cuddy to an extent, like during that first part, if he was doing some harmonizing, like with his hums, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I could see that for sure, but you'd have to get melodic with it. Absolutely. You'd have to get melodic with it, or you would have to be barring out almost on like some triplet type of like Migos tip, you know? But yeah, I'd probably land around a bop. You know. But this is a quality beat. I thought this was an improvement from, you know, even some of his other tracks. But you know, I think this one, like, there's a lane for someone to purchase this and use it in their track. So there we go. Boom. Shout out YTN, man. Make sure y'all are showing love to YTN.
For real.
Okay, we got 2 more tracks, I believe.
I think it's only one more, Tommy.
Oh, that's right. We have well, man, Skylar, listen. We do this every Wednesday, Sky. We do this every Wednesday, Skylar. So I mean, I'm down to listen to this track because it looks like I want to listen to it, but I know Sky wanted to be here.
Should we just wait on it then?
If you want to wait, I'm cool to wait. Like, that's the thing. We got to figure that out too, because like I you know, I do want to make sure we listen to it with them here. You know, like that's gonna be the best. But yeah, maybe if they special. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, I agree with that. I was gonna tell Crave, we listened to one of your songs already, but we didn't get to hear us review it, unfortunately.
Dude, Crave, we listened to this track you posted here, and we were saying for 6 years ago, first studio recording, that was pretty solid, man, pretty solid. Well, you know what? Let's do this. We'll give, how about we do a 2-week grace period, right? If you let us know, because Skylar got, they were the 11th song, right, last week. So we only do 10 a week now. But 2 weeks, you can request 2 weeks, right? And we'll wait. Yeah, exactly. If he, like, next week, right? Like, especially if we don't have a lot of people, we'll just throw Skylar on it first. We'll shoot a message to him, you know, or as well, you know, maybe the day before, a couple hours before, but after that, next week, 2 weeks is up, and hey, we're gonna keep moving on. We're gonna listen to it regardless. We're listening to it next week. But in that case, y'all, that was it. I mean, listen, we do 1 track per person now, okay? So if you posted multiple, we'll listen to those next ones next week, and we always go back. Listen, we always go back and listen to whatever y'all are posting, but Man, today was a good day. Today was a wave trap, good way to end it. If y'all don't know, by the way, if y'all don't know, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel right here. Make sure y'all tap in, and also make sure y'all tap in on our social medias on Instagram, U_wave, TikTok, YouTube, Uwave. Tap in. We've been posting a lot of stuff. Yo, the one. Oh, okay. We could do that. If it's oh, it's Young Kamara. Yeah. We got one more. Let's listen. We're gonna end it on this Young Kamara track. Okay. So before we go into it, make sure y'all tap into our YouTube and our social media. We've recently been posting some clips from an upcoming podcast, Saw Sold Separately. That's going to be dropping on Uwave. So make sure y'all stay tapped in. This is high level music industry sauce. That's all. That's literally the only way I could put it. You know what I'm saying? But make sure y'all tap in. Okay, so before we get to the end of this show, we're going to listen to Young Kamara's track, Ibuprofen, to close it out. We appreciate y'all. Let's get into this last track here. Young Kamara bringing it all over the place. I like the basis of the beat. I'm trying to think which tempo was my favorite. Probably the faster ones. Probably the faster tempos with not the fastest, but the faster ones. I think the vocals need to be turned up a little bit. I couldn't really hear, like I heard it, but it was hard to hear, or at least it was getting overtaken by the beat. And this is one where I feel like you're just having fun. You're having fun. You're putting out some almost like glitchy, like almost this gives me JPEG Mafia beat vibes. Like I could see JPEG Mafia rapping over this. So I'd give it a bop. But it needs more. It's low bop for me. It needs more consistency. Unless it's just a beat. If it's just a beat for beat's sakes. Acid Soldier and Yabujan, yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's I see that. I feel like a lot of the tracks we listen to oftentimes from Skinwalker Clan, it's a lot like there's a really heavy emphasis on the beat and composition of the song. So yeah, I'd say it's a bop. It didn't take me away, but there were elements and moments I liked, like kind of the faster tempo. But you turn those vocals up. I like the pitch on the vocal, but I just need to hear it more personally. But I like this track.
Yeah, this one's tough for me. I'm really thinking like, man, overall, the track in general was solid, the mixing was, like I think the vocals definitely need to be turned up. Um, this is definitely experimental, it feels like. And because it's experimenting, it's tough to give it like a bust because it's experimental, you know? So I got to give it like a lower end bop, like on the border, just because like the mixing, like the reason why it's close to a bust, in my opinion, is because the mixing wasn't the best. You know, as far as the beat was interesting, but it kind of fluctuated for me. Like it took me in and took me out at moments. This is all personal though, and it just didn't resonate with me personally.
I was gonna say it took me out a lot too. Like I got out of the track a lot. That was one thing I will say is like it's hard to get in a groove. You can get in you can groove to it, but it's hard to get in that groove. And that was something I noticed as well.
So that I'd probably say upper tier bust, and bust is so harsh. Maybe we need to change for something else other than bust, because like I feel bad saying bust, but it's just like there's just elements of this track that just I was like, man, because the thing is I've heard your guys' songs, like other music that you've created, and it's like for me to put this in the same tier as those other tracks, which are bops to borderline like bangers. It's like, man, we got to draw some lines.
Listen, I think it's fine, because now if you were just like, I don't like it, it's a bust, that's a little harsh, but there's reasons, right? And it's ultimately, we're just judging this track. We know y'all got other bangers, right? So, but I would say, like I said, even though I'm more of a bop, I'm like a lower bop, not necessarily like too into it. But if like I was at a show and a DJ scratched in like a little 30-second snippet of this track, I would dance to it. I would vibe to it. So that'd be my take on this track. But Young Kamara's got crazy beats.
Yeah, and I understand that. Like initially, it just didn't vibe with me. But if I heard like more of it, it's probably something my ear would have to resonate with. And a lot of the times, it's just I'm just behind the curve. You know what I'm saying? So definitely keep that in mind.
Well, and it's this also reminded me a little bit like Ugly God, like almost like an Ugly God beat type of vibe, So I think now here's what I'll say. Like this is like you make a couple tweaks. If you commercialized this song, it would bang hard. I think if you commercialized it, but that's not what y'all are going for. But if you went commercial with this vibe, I actually think that's a lane that's in right now. But you would have to really color a little bit more inside the lines than with it. And both are good, right? Both are fine both ways, but just an observation. But that's gonna be it, y'all. that was a solid way to end live music feedback 37. Listen, we do this every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure to follow us on all social medias, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Hey, if you guys what you say?
I said MC Ultra, thanks for sticking around, dog.
Shout out MC Ultra, shout out the Skinwalker Clan, shout out Crave, shout out YTN, everyone we listen to. And listen, y'all, if you if you have questions or like want to know anything about the industry, make sure you all send us any questions you have, because on Sauce Sold Separately we can throw those questions to high level music execs, right? So make sure y'all tap in, okay? Stay tapped into the community. Everyone's got lit songs. Yeah, everyone's got lit songs. We appreciate you, man. And we're just going to keep it rolling. Hope y'all have a good rest of your Wednesday. This has been Live Music